All right. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our third session of our series, Canvas Training Fall Prep. In this session, I'll be covering meta courses in Canvas, what they are and how to utilize them. Even if you didn't use metas in Moodle, I'd like you to reconsider using them and let this new LMS be the reason to start using them in your courses that have multiple sections. After that, we're going to be looking at creating group sets within your students and how that can help with collaboration. If you have not attended a training by us before, we are the instructional technologists in the online learning department. Our supervisor, Jessica Ybarra, has had many years of experience here at TACC, and with her leading the way with us, we'll continue to help you in every step of the way during this migration and beyond. Our mission is to promote a quality learning experience for you and your students by providing support. We know that faculty is the backbone of TACC, and we're here to help make your lives just a little bit easier, and we're available to you whenever you have questions about Canvas or any issues that you're having with your LMS. So some of you may know what a meta course is already, but for those of you who don't, let's take a quick look. So in short, a meta is a feature that allows you to combine enrollments from multiple sections into a single course. That single course then becomes the parent course to all the other sections. So you might hear it called a meta course or a main course also. If this is the first time you're hearing this concept, it may be a bit confusing. So let's take a look at a visual of this process happening. So each circle here represents a separate course. So we have TACC 1101, for example, with 4 different sections. Sections 101 through 103 have 10 students each, and the last section, section 104, has only 7. Now, traditionally, if the same instructor was assigned to these courses, they would have to keep up with grading, edits, announcements, in all 4 sections. So they either love redundancy or simply haven't heard of metas yet. Once you create a meta for these courses, you're moving these student enrollments into your parent section. And that's typically the first section in numerical order. So now you can see that all 37 students are now housed inside of section 101. They will retain their original section number, and now this is how you can filter them inside of your course. You'll no longer have access to any of the other sections. So you'll no longer have to access those sections. So you'll only be using that section 101. So we just cut down your course edits from 4 to 1. So now you should have tons of free time on your hands, right? The benefits, in summary, of using a meta are plenty. We create consistency in communication, efficiency in grading, and all while keeping the students in their original sections in the parent course. So now that you know what a meta course is and what it can do for you, let's see how it functions and looks inside of a live course. In session 2 of the series that we held last week, and in our basic trainings, we showed you how to create announcements for your students. Inside a meta course, you'll also be creating these announcements, but now you have the option to post to all sections, or you can select them individually. So I'm going to go ahead and head over to Canvas. This is my dashboard. I'm going to go into my course. And from my homepage, you can always find new announcement on the sidebar to your right here. Clicking on this will take you directly into creating an announcement. Sorry about that. It will take you into directly creating an announcement. To compose a message, we're going to go ahead and give it a title. And then a message for your students. Now, directly under this text box, you're going to see a post to section here. If you're sending this message to all sections in your meta course, now remember, we now have multiple courses in this parent course. So if you want to send it to all of them, you're simply going to leave it set to all. But if you need this to only go to specific sections, we can drop this down and you'll now see all of these sections that are in this course. So we can click on a certain one. And as you add them, it's going to remove it from the list for you. So you don't have to really remember which sections you've already inputted. It's just going to take it off the list for you. So to remove a section, you can click on the X located next to the name. And you'll finish creating the announcement as usual, and then select Save. Now, all announcements will post immediately unless delay posting was selected. All right, so that was pretty simple for our announcements. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is our attendance. Again, in session 2, we showed you how to take attendance. And with a meta course setup, you can take attendance in every single section right from the parent course. So going back to Canvas, on our course homepage, we can find attendance on the course navigation. Once this page loads, you'll see the roll call box. And then right under roll call, you're going to see the section drop-down menu bar. By default, it's showing me the main course section students. So these were all of the students located in my 101. So if I want to filter this, I just click on this box. And you can now see I have 102 and 103. So when I click on section 102, it's just only going to show me the students located inside of there. Same with 103. Or if you don't have a lot of students and you just want to take attendance for all, you can just leave it to the main one. But you would then just take attendance as you normally would. All right, now the last feature for the metas I'll be showing you today is the gradebook and how to sort it when using a meta. I'm sure this is where most of you spend your time, so I really hope that this feature can help you this semester. All right, so to access your gradebook, we're simply going to go to Grades in your navigation. If you have not set any filters in your course gradebook, it should initially look like this. You may not have the colors, but the layout should be the same. So this main gradebook is showing me all of the students in all sections in alphabetical order by their last name. When using a meta, there are a few things that you're going to need to know here. Notice that there is no option to view by section, nor can you see which section these students are in. Let's fix that. To display their section numbers, we'll come over to the student name column over here on the left. And you'll hover over it until you see the 3-dot menu. We're then going to go to secondary info. And this is where you can choose to display their section. So once we click that, we now see that the students are showing their section numbers here. Now we can arrange them by their section number. To do this, we'll go to View at the top toolbar, then Filters and Sections. You'll now see that this populates this All Sections drop-down menu here. When we click on this, we can see those sections now. So now I'm able to filter students by the section. So it's only going to show you students within that section. If you want to go back to viewing all students, just go back to all sections. I would also like to point out here that this filter will also change your grading within SpeedGrader. For example, if I have section 102 selected and I go to the gradebook, let's say I go into SpeedGrader. Let's say I go to this Module 2 essay assignment into SpeedGrader. If you look at the top here, you'll see I'm only showing 4 students, and those are the students that are within my section 102. So if we go back and I have all sections selected, I go back to SpeedGrader in that same assignment. You can now see I have all 20 student submissions that I can grade from here. So just remember that whenever you're filtering the gradebook, you are also filtering how your students are shown to you in SpeedGrader. All right. So those are the basics of your meta course features in your course. Now, sometimes courses are set up with not only multiple sections, but with multiple instructors as well. And this usually isn't a problem as long as everyone understands who's in charge of what and how to navigate the course. One question that came up was how to include each instructor's syllabus in a meta course. In the first session of this series, we showed you how to insert a full syllabus into the designated area inside of your course. But if you have more than one syllabus, you're going to need to do this a little bit differently. So let's go and find our syllabus in our course navigation. Now, if this is the first time you are setting this up, your syllabus may look like this. It's just showing your grading scale or grading method, and then a course summary at the bottom. All of you will have this course summary, and it will show all of your assignments and due dates here. You can choose whether to keep that or to hide it. That's totally up to you. But from here, we're going to go ahead and click on the Edit button, which has this pencil icon on the top right. Now we can go ahead and delete this grading scale because one will be provided inside of your actual syllabus. So now we need to go and locate your syllabus. For this, I'm going to be using the syllabus application located in the portal. And I already have it open here. We're going to find your syllabus. Now from this window, we are going to copy, which is Control-C, this link to the syllabus. And we're going to come back here. Now, you are going to want to type out your course with the section number. And you can also include the title if you'd like, along with your name. But now let's highlight the course that we just typed in. And we're going to select this link icon here on the toolbar. A little bit too much. Here we go. So once you have a text selected, you can just click on the link, and then you're going to paste, Control-V, that link into this field here. Now, once you select done, you'll see that this is now a clickable link, and that's going to take your students to the actual syllabus. So again, if you want to be really thorough and fancy, you can put in the name of the course and like your instructor name. So now whenever you're done, this is what this will look like. So if you have several instructors, you can just, go down a few spaces and do this all over again with their name and then their correct link and section number here. So that way your students have access to their specific section syllabus within the parent course. You can also do things like insert a line, or you can format however you like. You may want to reach out to your SEC, CME, or course designer for any questions or concerns about inputting your syllabus this way. You and your department may come up with an alternative. So don't hesitate to ask questions or to give feedback on this. And then whenever you're done, you will just select Update Syllabus. And there you are. All right. So now that I've shown you literally everything I know about metas in our new LMS, let me show you another way to assemble your students in, well, you guessed it, groups. So groups in Canvas can be a great way for students to collaborate within a course. We have students assigned to groups randomly. You can pick them yourself, or you can allow students to self-assign themselves. When using groups, you can always view the activity within the groups. Each group will have a home page where they can post announcements that only their group members will see. And of course, you'll have full access to that as well. You can also move and remove students from groups and also create collaborations between the groups. Back in Canvas, to create a group set, we're going to go to People in our course navigation. This is going to show all of your enrollments in the course. But at the top right, you will see this Add Group Set button. We're going to click on that. Now, we're first going to give the set a name. Then select if you want to allow students to sign themselves up. If you grant this access, students can assign themselves to one group at a time, but they can also move themselves from group to group. So for now, I'm just going to set up the groups for them. Under group structure, we have 3 options here. The first one we can choose is create groups later. So this is helpful if you know you'll be using groups later on in the semester, but you're just not ready to start that yet. You can go ahead and preset up those groups without adding anyone to them. Then the second one we have is split students by number of groups. So you would then enter the number of groups you need, and Canvas is going to automatically divide the students for you. Now, the last option is split number of students per group. So we can select how many students we'd like in each group, and it will go ahead and populate however many groups are needed automatically. So we're going to do number of groups. And let's say I just need 2 groups. Now, because this is a meta, it's giving me the option to require group members to be in the same section. So if you want it to automatically split into, well, for this, we have the 3 sections. To retain students in their own section, this is how you would do that. Just make sure that that checkbox is marked. But let's go ahead and do 2 groups here. Now, the last section down here is called leadership. And here you can assign a student group leader. So these students can help manage the group in your course by adding or removing members and editing the group name. However, they cannot change the number of members allowed in the group. Students will not receive a notification when they are assigned a group leader. So I'm not sure if this option is worth the risk of going through that and giving students that power, but it is there if you need it. If you don't want to have a group leader, we can just leave this section blank. All right, so whenever you click save, Canvas automatically numbered these groups for me. So I just typed in study group, but because I wanted to, it numbered them 1 and 2 for me. And then you can also see the number of students here that it automatically divided for me. So we also have some options from here. If you hover on the this 3-dot menu here, we can see that homepage that I talked about earlier. So if we go to this homepage, there's nothing on it right now because we just created this group, but this is where the group stream will show messages from discussions, announcements, and grading updates if you've chosen to give the group a grade as a whole. So this is a really nice stream for you and for them to keep up with everything within their group. So going back here, we can also edit the group name and the membership limit. We can also expand these groups to see all of the students within them. We can move students from group to group by just clicking on them and dragging. And we can even unassign a student from a group altogether by dragging them over to the left to the unassigned students section. Now from here, we can also assign a leader if you didn't do that earlier and you've changed your mind. So you would just click on the student's name and then set as leader. Once chosen, their name is going to appear at the top of the group and you'll know that that is the leader. Now you can delete the group set at any time. It's a little bit easier. From here, and if they have a graded group assignment that you've already given them, they will still retain that grade. So instead of showing the group in your SpeedGrader, it's just going to show the student's name. It's going to automatically give them that grade. Students should be assigned to groups before assignments are even published. So just make sure that if you're using groups, that they're set up prior to the start of the project or assignment. So it'll prevent any issues with grades because grades and submissions may be affected for students who were not in a group at the time of the assignment submission, but were later added to a group, or students who were removed from a group during or after. So those are the basics of creating groups inside of your course. I know this was a lot of information today, and I kind of ran through it. But if you have any questions beyond this, we highly encourage you to use some of these features inside of Canvas, try them out, and to use different methods for interaction and collaboration. Us, as well as your designers, are here to help you along the way. I'm going to open it up now for any questions for anything that I've covered today. Yes.
Okay, my question is this. Although you might have the same course, maybe three courses are the same, as faculty, are we forced to create a meta course, or because I kind of like individual, keep everything separate.
Right.
Or is it required? Is it required for us to combine them into a meta course?
No, it's not required at all. It's a personal preference, for sure. It is time saving, and people who have used it will probably tell you the same. And in the chat, as far as creating a meta, we would do that for you. You would just submit a request to have that meta created, and we would create that for you. But no, it is not a requirement at all.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Edward.
If I have two sections and I set up a meta, but I want to teach the two sections differently, different subject matters every week, is that possible, or should I leave the two classes separate? Because
it's completely different, I would probably leave it separated, because now that we have blueprinting and things are locked, it would be a lot more difficult. But there is a way to only show certain groups certain things. That is something that I think you and your designer could set up for maybe the next semester, for sure. But as of right now, because of the way things are, I would leave it separate for this first semester.
Okay, and I missed the first, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. Can you go back and show us how to actually set it up?
Setting up the meta is something that we would do for you on our side.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Nora.
Desiree, once the meta is set up, I know this is the first time I'll be using Canvas, and how it was done in Moodle, you would just see it on your dashboard, like your parent course, you would just see it one. But in Canvas, I see all 6 of them, all 6 sections. Now, is there a way of getting them all into one?
So from your dashboard, so your meta courses, the children courses, are going to remain unpublished. So once the fall opens up, a lot of these courses are going to be pushed to the top of your dashboard because they're going to be published now. If you have a lot of them, like you said you had 6 of them, what I would recommend is to go into your courses and just go ahead and star your parent courses, star the ones that you only need to access and the ones that you only want to see, because that way it will clear up all of that clutter that is on your dashboard. What's clicking? So now it's definitely showing me those.
Okay, so let's say just like previously done, like on the parent course, whatever changes we make on the parent course, the changes will be done to the other ones, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Jim.
Okay, I just want to clarify this. You probably did, but I missed it. When we have, like, I may have 4 classes that are identical. So when we create the meta, are all 4 of them still going to show like on our Canvas publish page, or will we just have the one?
Right. So because that parent course is going to be published, it'll show here at the top, but it will still show down here. The other 3 sections will show under unpublished. So if you don't want those on your dashboard at all, you would just need to go in and clean that up by going into the all courses and selecting only the ones that you want to show on your dashboard.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Yes, Pedro.
Okay, my question is this. Okay, Moodle is gonna be replaced with Canvas, but WebAdvisor, when we turn in the grades at the end, that's gonna stay the same, right?
Well, we actually have submit grades to colleague directly in your course. So that would bypass WebAdvisor altogether. And I can show you what that looks like. So here you would see your midterm grades. This automatically populates for you the letter grade. So you would just double check this and just hit submit. And that's it. You don't have to do anything else.
So it will go into WebAdvisor, right?
WebAdvisor and straight into colleague for that final grade.
Okay. So WebAdvisor is not gonna go anywhere, right?
I don't believe so, but don't quote me on that. Brian.
On my dashboard that I show right now, I've already got one of my courses set up as a meta.
Mhm.
And the other sections that I have are not under the unpublished. It's like they're completely gone. Is that supposed to happen, or that's the reason I'm asking? I've got another guy, and I've got it done with 2 of my courses. So I have 2 courses that are set up meta, and the only course that I show is their parent course, and on either end.
Okay, so that just means that you're not enrolled in those other courses is the only reason that it would not show up, which you don't need to be enrolled in the children courses if you're not the like main instructor.
I am. I'm the instructor of record on all of them.
Okay. I can take a look at that, but that just means that you're not enrolled. That's a really good question. I don't believe you have to be enrolled in those courses because they're essentially just shells at that point.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
we were
let
just
me
talking about, that they should be down there and they didn't. I didn't know if
Right.
that was an issue or.
That's a really good point. I will get more information on that and get back to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Edward.
Yes, my question is the attendance part. When you create a meta course,
Yes.
I have 3 courses the same. And if I set up a meta course and they're different days, how's the attendance work? I know on Moodle, I had 2 sections and it was different days, like a Monday and a Wednesday. So I couldn't take attendance until that Wednesday or that Monday.
Right.
Is it
So,
the same thing on here?
so on the roll call on here, it's just going to show you every single day instead of like setting up the particular days. So you would only take roll on the days that class is held. It's not going to hold the other days against them because you're not taking roll on those days.
Okay, so say if those classes are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yes.
would I take just attendance those 3 days?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Exactly. Mhm.
All right. Makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Nora.
Desiree, when I start the parent section,
Yes.
and I try to go in there and click it, right? So I'm only able to see the students in that section. Shouldn't I be seeing like all of them for all sections?
Yes. So
Since
you're,
it's-
go ahead.
Since it's the parent section?
Yes. So your meta's already set up.
Correct.
Okay. Get rid of. Yes. So if you're going to people, you should be able to see all students from here, and then there's sections here in this column. Are you not seeing the separate
No.
sections here?
No.
Interesting. What course is this?
Let me go back and check real quick. Yeah, no, I'm not able to see. Let me go back. The people. Yeah, it's only showing me the students that are registered for that parent section, but not all of them.
Okay. That's something we'll have to take a look into because it should definitely, even with the courses unpublished, this one is published. So I wonder if maybe it honestly shouldn't matter. You should be able to see all of those students inside of that course. So that is something else we will have to take a look at.
Do you want me to email you, Desiree, all the
Yes.
sections? Okay,
Yes,
we'll do.
please. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Price.
How do I know if it's already set up or not?
Great question. So from your homepage, we're going to go and scroll all the way down to settings on your course navigation. Once this comes up, the second tab here called sections, we can look at this, and this is going to tell me what sections are in this course. So if it was just this course and there was no meta associated, it would only be showing this first one. It wouldn't be showing me the other two underneath. So again, it's settings and then sections.
I'm trying to follow you over in my Canvas.
Would they be able to, depending on their permissions, be able to see that?
They should be able to see their course sections.
Okay.
Did you find it?
I haven't found settings yet.
Okay, it should be. It's settings is always all the way at the bottom.
Well,
Do
yeah,
it?
but I'm on my phone, not on my
Okay.
computer. So it can be weird sometimes.
Understandable.
Mr. Price, if you want, once you get to a computer,
Yes.
you can go ahead and send a request, and one of our technologists can meet with you and go over that, if that helps. I think it would be best if you were on a laptop or a computer.
I can do that. I was sitting in a comfortable chair. I'll go get an uncomfortable chair and do it now.
Des, if you want, I'm going to go ahead and share the fall checklist and the training calendar.
Okay, sure. Let me see if I have this set up. All right, so Victoria just shared this semester checklist. Now, this went out in one of our communications, I think about a week ago or so. And if you open up the actual PDF here in your browser or even download it, it does have a lot of clickable links here. So every step on this checklist does have a tutorial associated with it, whether it's a handout or a video. So this is really going to help you prepare for fall once you finally do get into those live sections. Do we have any other questions? Ralph?
Yes, ma'am. How do I get to that checklist?
Oh, Victoria posted it in the chat. You see the 22 fall checklist link there.
Oh, sure. Yep. Thank you.
Yes. Mhm. Okay, good. So I guess there was an email that went out this morning that also has it as well. So Michael, the inactive, if you see inactive next to a person in your, next to a student in your enrollments, that means that that person has been dropped.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. We also have our training calendar there. It's going to show you what days, what sessions, and who is hosting them. So right now we are in week 2, and we'll be doing sessions 3 and 4 this week. And then next week we're doing an all day. We're going to run all 4 of them on the 23rd and 24th. And then if you guys have any questions about anything, Thursday and Friday of next week, we're going to be holding some open labs throughout the day. So feel free to pop in and ask specific questions then. Yes, Ralph.
They are recorded, right? So that if we miss a session for whatever reason, we can go back in and catch it and get
Yes.
credit for it or whatever, and at least get the information.
Yes, absolutely. Hopefully, probably by Friday, we're going to have all 4 of them up on our online learning site. And
Awesome.
Victoria, you're welcome. Victoria can share that link now if you guys don't have it. There we go. Yes, Mr. Price.
How do we request this if we want it?
How do you request?
Setting
What?
up a meta.
Oh, setting up a meta. Yes, sir. So you'll go to our Canvas assistance form. Where is that?
Okay, yeah, I know where that form is.
Okay, yes. And then so just tell us which section you want the parent to be. Typically, it's the first section in the series, and then how, give us the section numbers for the other ones that you want linked to it. All right, we also have a survey. If you guys have some time to tell us how we did, tell us how we can improve and what you want to see from us in the future. It's really helpful to us to know exactly what we need to be showing you, so we're not wasting your time, as I know it's very valuable. Does anyone else have any more questions? Yes.
My question is this: I'm hoping that students will know when they register for this course, our courses, what the minimum system requirements are for taking these courses. Because sometimes not that many. There are some students that are coming in with still dial-up internet, or very slow internet, and so
Right.
or the wrong Windows.
Yes. So that should be posted in a few places, maybe on your syllabus. I know we do require students to take their orientation class, their student online orientation, and we do tell them within that course what the requirements are, which is high-speed internet and having access to a computer and things of that nature. So they've definitely been given that information. So hopefully that will set them up for success whenever using Canvas. Yes, Victoria.
I was just going to add, Mr. Basan, in your course, there should be a getting started section. And then in the getting started section, there should be a technical requirements page. And that will, I don't know if we have it. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me.
No worries.
Yes, so that has also been housed inside of your course for you under modules. So this first getting started module, you'll have things such as your own introduction here, which you'll need to go in and edit. I believe that was covered in another session. And then, yes, there are those requirements here under that module as well. So they definitely have it in a few places.